Hello there, it's Matthew Miller on this Eco Livery podcast, and it's here in New Zealand, and there's also another region that decided not to sign the government zero carbon deal or something, or the climate change emergency declaration, and it's also happened to be in the Canterbury region, and yes, they happen to sort of go along with what the West Coast Council hit, because yes, the West Coast Council reject the climate change bill. Yes, good on them, and I have praised them for that as well. I actually had a little video on that as well. And yes, I'm still going to read just that one paragraph there. The West Coast Regional Council wants more scientific evidence to prove the human-driven climate change is happening before to commit to reducing emissions. And yep, well, it looks like they're not going to really sign it because they know that they want proof. And to know that the sun is the main driver of climate change. And yes, it's the sun, people, not CO2, not humans, not me, not you. It is the sun. And yeah, and the reason why the region that I'm actually talking about is somewhere in the Canterbury region here in New Zealand. The Waimate District Council will not sign the climate change emergency declaration. Yes, awesome. That is awesome. Although there's actually some high tides actually eroding the soil over there. And yes, there's also tends to be some erosions going on as well. And it tends to happen in other parts of the world as well. And yes, well, if I was asked the question, why do you actually deny climate change? Well, for me, I don't actually deny the climate change in that though. What about the CO2 in it? No, not that one, because CO2 doesn't drive the climate change. And yeah, it's actually the result from the heating of the ocean, because it actually brings up because when the ocean gets warm, the CO2 is actually released as well. And also when the oceans are cooler, they suck in the carbon dioxide, CO2. And yeah, no, I actually praise for what the Waimate District Council is actually doing, not signing a climate deal. Awesome, good on them. That's the praise I'm giving them for, and yeah, that's good on them. I hope there'll be more councils going to take suit as well, saying no to the government, either the zero carbon bill or the climate emergency bill or something. Because even our Prime Minister is actually like trying to push it as well, trying to push councils to sign it as well. And as long as we have other councils saying no, that's going to be an awesome deal, because that actually is one of the stepping stones for the climate skeptics as well, and bringing encouragement as well. And yes, flooding around the Ross Drakes as well, and can't always pronounce it right. And yes, flooding, and also here in Northland where I actually am, we tend to get that as well. And yeah, heavy rains do occur time to time as well, and yeah, and it's just on the side on the radio. Yep. Yeah, I think it's Radio New Zealand, yes. They say, Ardern, plea for climate change action. Be on the right side of history. Sorry, no, sometimes when I do laugh, I end up coughing as well, because sometimes when you do laugh, it helps clear out your lungs as well. Yeah, and there's also a link there as well. And the Prime Minister, alongside Sir David Emperor, had discussed that the challenges of tackling climate change and encouraged the world leaders to take on, and that's also in the radio, so I can't really pronounce that right. So Yeah, I know she's really pushing for climate, pushing for global action though. Yeah, Ardern, she is pro New World Order, she's pro Agenda 21, pro Agenda 2030. She really wants people out of their lands into jam-packed cities. She's really pushing for the Agenda 21 as well. Yeah, so people, we got urge our councils not to sign the carbon bill. Yeah, just say no. 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 We will not sign that. We will not sign that carbon bill. Never. Yeah, that's what the editor says, and that can actually slow down their New World Agenda. Yes, it needs to be slowed down. And also, yeah, and that's, the New Zealand introduced a bill for carbon emission by 2050. And yep, she really wants to get have it done away with cattle farming because it reduces too much methane. Those cattle, all animals produce methane, not just cows. Yeah, like elephants will be producing methane. Rhinoceros, rhinoceros, and all those other animals as well. And yeah, it's just that all that climate change things, it just needs to go out the window. It's not an issue, but it changes all the time. Of course it does, but it's nothing to be worried about for climate, because the sun is the main driver of climate change. The sun is the main driver of climate change, not carbon dioxide, CO2, not humans, not me, not you, and I'll say it out loud because I want you to understand that. And also, let's check out what's been happening over in Northland. And yes, there's probably been students been brainwashed to take action of climate change as well, and to have their say about climate change. Well, to the students over in Northland, here's my: the sun is the main driver of climate change, not CO2, not me, not you, not humans. The sun is the main driver of climate change. But I know you're going to get a lot of hate for saying that, and I'm also going to get a lot of hate for speaking about this as well. It needs to be spoken anyway, because, and there's also a little quote from Thomas Paine: he dares not offend cannot be honest. Yeah, so true, yeah. I know you're gonna immediately hit the dislike. Feel free to do so anyway, because I know I'm being controversial. And the fact is, I actually enjoy being controversial because it gives me the ability to be honest as well. And we should be able to have the right to criticize and the right to be controversial as well, because yeah, and there's also Catholic college students urged to act over on climate change. Well, are we actually in a climate crisis? Well, yes. It's not related to CO2. It's not related to humans. It's related to the solar activity, the sun, and it's called the solar minimum. And yes, we're going to be entering a cooler time, but those students not going to be told to say that. They're going to be told humans are blamed for all that CO2 and blamed for all the changes to the climate. That's what they're going to be told. Yeah, and that's what they're going to be told. Yeah. Yes, and this one and also the zero carbon bill. And to know that we all base carbon. We are based on carbon. We are all carbon. The planet is carbon. All based on carbon and all other elements as well. And this one happens to be from the Whanganui Youth Action. They decided to clean up beaches to prevent pollution spreading. Yes. Clean up beaches, yeah, because plastic pollution is a real issue. Yeah, if you're doing it, it's good on you. So, and yes, there are some environmental issues as well. And we need to just stop talking about that climate stuff that's related to CO2 or human soil, because it's not an issue. We should be focusing on the real environmental issues. Yeah. And yet there's so many students which has been getting indoctrinated with that climate stuff as well, telling us that we are blamed for that. They're just telling us that we are blamed for that, for bringing out CO2 and that. And the thing is that there is not one human being that produces CO2, because we all breathe it out as we breathe in oxygen. And the thing is, we do need CO2 for the plants to breathe, because the plants breathe in the CO2 and it breathes out the oxygen it asks for to breathe, and it brings the cycle as well, and it repeats as well. And you know, so that's all I got pretty much say for now. And I'm trying. Yeah, and there's also says that a teenage climate activist has struck the nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, good grief! Yet they're all being indoctrinated. For being indoctrinated. And for taking action on that climate change. Oh, there's that Swedish. She's quite an activist, she's just been brainwashed, and she probably want to have anything to do with it, but she's been brainwashed to do it. See, schools, with those scholars, they are brainwashing the students in schools as well. And when you're ever going to send your children, though, you have to be really careful where you're going to send your children to. Especially because they're being indoctrinated with all that climate stuff as well. Telling us that we are being blamed for bringing out too much CO2 as well, for polluting as well, and we understand there's some environmental issues as well, and the councils also understand there's also real environmental issues as well. But yet climate change is not one of the environmental issues. It's not one of it. Because climate change is a naturally occurring thing as well, and I won't stand and say too much, and I want to just be sure it's not any longer than 15 minutes on each blog as well, because I don't want to keep boring you as well. So I'm just going to leave it from there now, and that's all I got to say for now. This is Matthew Miller signing off, over and out. YouTube's been doing a lot of censoring, and that's why check out my BitTube channel as well, because soon one day my channel will be terminated on YouTube as well, because for speaking my mind. So feel free to visit my BitTube as well, and also spread my channel far and wide.